that was placed in my home in replacing my medication. And I called another office and they directed me to you guys to report it.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'll just send you over to a diversion investigator. 1 moment, please.
Okay.
Drug enforcement, this is Jamie.
Hey, Jamie. I have actually been a victim of crime for the last 2 years. And it's escalated to a point where they're tampering with medications. They've been doing it for quite some time. They've actually replaced my medication with counterfeit medication. I don't know what it is, but it's certainly not what it's marked as. It's something else. And so
Am I on speakerphone?
You are.
Okay. Can you take me off the speakerphone, please?
Is there a problem, Jamie? I need to record our conversation, and that's the best way for me to do that. Are you not able?
I don't want my conversation recorded, so you can call back and take me off of it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, is it because?
I just don't want my conversation recorded with you. If you have a question in regards to something, then please contact me off speakerphone.
Okay. Is there
Thank you.
Is there a policy that you guys have against recording conversations?
I'm kind of confused of why you would be recording it.
Well, okay, that's a great question, Jamie. I've actually filed reports before where they didn't get investigated, and I didn't have any proof that I filed a complaint, and so recording is my way of just submitting proof that I filed a complaint.
Okay, so and what is your name?
Sure, my first name is Aretha. It's Aeritha.
Okay, can you hold on 1 second, Aretha?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Are you on the phone right now?
Hi, Aretha?
Yes.
Hi, okay, can you just kind of let me know what your question is, and then hopefully if I can't help you, then I can return your call.
Yeah, sure. So it's just a matter of reporting illegal prescription medication being dispensed to me. I would hope that there would be some form of investigation to where the medication is tested to find out what it is. And I'd imagine that your office would be interested in knowing like where it came from and so forth. I'm interested in being able to purchase safe prescriptions.
Okay, and can you kind of just tell me briefly what you're being prescribed and where you're being prescribed from?
Sure. So it's Zolpidem.
Which is for sleep.
Yes. And so I've been getting it from the Walgreens pharmacy. I actually haven't filled it in probably the last 3 months because there were times when my home was broken into and the prescription was switched. Or there were actually times when it was dispensed at the Walgreens pharmacy.
Okay, so you're saying that the Walgreens dispensed the Zolpidem and it wasn't what you thought it was?
It's definitely counterfeit medication. Like Zolpidem is something that makes me fall asleep. This was medication that made my heart speed up. And I could probably give you some more information to help you. And I'm sorry, what was your first name?
Jamie.
Jamie, let me write that down. Thanks, Jamie. So, Jamie, I mentioned earlier that I've been a victim of crime. It's actually by a private investigator who's not licensed in the state of Arizona and an actual drug enforcement officer. I don't know what office he works for. I do have all of his information that I got from a private me hiring my own private investigator to get the information. So I know who's responsible for the crime, and what I suspect is happening, and I'm hoping that an investigation would uncover, is that he is actually at times have contacted local pharmacies and told them to dispense counterfeit medications.
Okay, so you would say like an agent contacted the pharmacy and said to dispense counterfeit meds to you.
Right. Are you familiar with the term? It's called gang stalking.
No.
It's where a actual corrupt police officer will hire a private investigator to just harass a person for whatever particular reason. For me, it's because I reported government fraud, waste, and abuse. I'm actually a whistleblower, and so that's why he's doing it. So I actually have the name, both the name of the officer and the name of the private investigator, and all their information, such as driver's license number and everything.
Okay,
But
could I get the name of the agent? And is it a DEA agent or what agency does he work for?
that's the one bit of information, Jamie, that I don't know, that the private investigator says is it's protected information. I don't know, and he's I definitely know he's claiming to be investigating me because he's spoken with family and friends and was asking questions. And so I definitely know that, but I don't know what whether he's state, whether he's federal. I don't know that information, but I have his driver's license number, I have his address, I have all the other information about him.
Okay, if I could get that, please.
Sure. So his name, first of all, is Brian M. Schwartz. And his driver's license number is D as in David, 076 125 69. You ready for the last address I had? This is right next door to me. So he actually moved in and pretended to be doing, he was conducting illegal surveillance from next door. Since I contacted the private investigator, I haven't seen him. Doesn't mean he's not around. They're townhomes. But the address I have for his driver's license last is 6124 North 79th Street, and that's in Scottsdale, and the zip code is 85250.
Okay.
I'm showing date of birth to be February 10th, 1987.
Okay.
And
how did you obtain that information?
A private investigator was the one that got the details from me.
Okay. And how long did you say that this had been going on, the counterfeit medication?
It's been going on for about a year. I usually, when it first started, it was just like medications. He was replacing it with medications that just cause adverse effect, like severe stomach cramping, like headaches. But now it's escalated to like, this is some illegal stuff. Zolpidem does not, it just makes me fall asleep and I wake up and I'm not groggy. This is something that's definitely not what it's marked at all.
Did you go to only the same pharmacy, or have you gone to other pharmacies?
I keep going to the same pharmacy, and I actually tried going to other Walgreens just to make sure, and it's the same thing. And I've notified my doctor, and I'm to a point where I'm not going to be forced. Drugs isn't going to be forced down my throat, so I have stopped taking it.
Okay, so you've stopped taking for how long?
It's been over 3 months, a little over 3 months now, 3-4 months I've stopped taking it.
So you said it's something illegal?
Yeah, I mean, this is not. Well, I know it's legal because he's threatening to. There have been subtle threats online of like bringing charges against me. So that's how I. Well, and I know it's legal too because it's like I feel groggy. I feel like out of it. And there was one time where my heart was like racing like crazy. That's not something that Zolpidem does at all.
And so, how would he get Walgreens to dispense that to you?
This is an operation that's far beyond me. I would imagine that he would call. So I certainly would be available for investigation. I could get dates. There'd be dates of when I went to the Walgreens pharmacy, but I'm sure that he would call.
Oh, he would call before you would pick it up?
Right. Yeah, there with this quote unquote like investigation with this investigator, he has me on 24/7 surveillance.
Okay. And then what is your last name?
James, J as in Jamie, A as in Apple, M as in Mary, E as in Edward, and S as in Sam.
Okay, and what is your date of birth?
10/24/80.
10/24/80?
Yes.
Okay. And then what is a good contact number for you?
Sure. 512-785-4870. That's my cell phone.
Okay.
And the home phone is 480-427-4988.
I'm sorry, 480?
427-4988.
And then what is the Walgreens address that you were getting your medication from?
Let me get the container. I can give that to you. Give me just a second. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't have the actual. It's on the cross street is McDonald on Miller.
Okay. And do you have a phone number?
I don't, but I can look one up for you.
Okay.
Hey, Pumpkin,
Yeah.
can you look up Walgreens for me? Walgreens on Miller?
Okay. Walgreens on Miller?
Walgreens on Granite Reef, I'm sorry.
And Walgreens on, I'm sorry? It's not on Miller?
Not on Miller, I'm sorry. Walgreens on Granite Reef.
Let me look it up. I can't hear you really well. You said Granite Leaf?
Granite Reef.
Granite Reef and McDonald?
Yes.
Okay, Granite Leaf and McDonald.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's a McDonald doctor on the side. Wisconsin. So that's the one.
Yep, what's number?
Okay, I think I have it right here.
Okay, perfect.
It's in Scottsdale?
Yes.
Okay, I found it. 8469?
Yes.
So did you question Walgreens?
I absolutely did, and I even gave her a note and asked her to scan it and put it on file. She was kind of saying to me, I don't expect her to say, yes, we're running a drug operation here, but she was saying to me, well, how would they, she's like, she tells me that it comes from a distribution center, so they don't have any control over, basically she said they don't have any control over like the medication because it comes from their distribution center. There's no way to trace it or any of that. But like I was saying to her, like my concern is I have medication in my hands that you're dispensing. That's not what it says that it is. That's a problem. So, but I did let the manager know what was happening.
Okay. Have you called the Arizona Board of Pharmacy?
I haven't. Any other agency that you feel would be helpful to me or that I should notify, please, if you could let me know and give me their contact information. But I haven't.
Okay, there's an actual website and there's a fraud alert, and I think there's an area where you can list if there's a concern that you have, you can list it on there.
Okay. And it's just the
and then
Arizona...
they will look into it.
Okay, so it's just the Arizona Board of Pharmacy?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a website.
Okay. Did you want the other gentleman's information?
Yes, please.
Okay. So he's a private investigator. I contacted DPS. He's not licensed in the state of Arizona. But his name is Brian J. Therrien.
Can you spell that last name, please?
Sure, it's Therrien, like Nancy.
Herrien?
Yep, Therrien.
Oh, okay.
And his driver's license number is D as in David, 081 32068.
Okay.
Do you want his address? He's actually still around. He's still here leading this. So he's the one responsible for like the break-ins and the putting the drugs in the food.
So there's break-ins at your home.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Would
yeah.
you file a police report with local law enforcement?
I'm going to do that after I talk with you. I called another agency earlier that told me to go ahead, and what I didn't have before, the break-ins were happening. What I didn't have before was any information on the who. And so now that I have that, I'm circling back up and filing the complaints. Okay.
And then you said there was medication in the food?
Oh yeah, there's drugs in the food as well. The other gentleman directed me to you for the prescription drugs, but yeah, if I need to make reports with you about the food too, and these are closed containers, so this is an operation. This isn't like some rookie thing. Like I literally he switches bottles, and I have there's sodas, there's actual waters that he's done this to. Literally my son drank it and just fell asleep. So he has no concern or no thought that there's a minor that's consuming food in this house. He could care less.
Okay.
And so
you said the guy Brian is leading this.
Yes, he's a private investigator. He's just not licensed here, so I don't know. He's not operating legally in the state of Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah. And so did you want his address?
Sure.
It's 6130 North 79th Street. And that's in Scottsdale. And the zip code is 85250.
Okay. It's South 79th?
North 79th.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you have people breaking in, I would file a police report if they're breaking in your home.
Yeah, he breaks in. This is what they do. They break in, damage property, and it's the ongoing harassment. And I was fortunate enough to be able to find out who they are, but usually they do it and you don't know who. So it's it just keeps happening until pretty much you stop doing what they want you to do, which is in my case, drop the court case, or you lose everything. So it's one or.
And you have a court case against these two men?
I had them listed as John Doe initially. Now I'm basically the investigation is ongoing into finding out who they are, what agency they work for. That's what the attorney was waiting for before we actually put their names in. But right now they're listed as John Does.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know who Schwartz. We don't know what law enforcement agency he works for, and Therrien is not licensed in Arizona, so getting information has been really slow.
Okay. And why do you think you were targeted?
Oh, it's because I'm speaking up about this particular what they do. Basically, a group of corporations in the valley, one of them I took legal action against, they actually use corrupt like members of law enforcement to target whistleblowers with fake investigations. It could be anything. In my case, this Schwartz guy has been telling people that I'm on drugs, which is not true. And if he was indeed investigating me for that, he would have known far up front, like a long time ago, that that's not the case, and it ended whatever so-called investigation. But they use the investigation to conduct illegal surveillance and to harass you until you drop the case. And so I've been like talking about it online. And so the more I talk up about it, like the worse the harassment got. Or got so to a point now where he's literally like, they're literally putting drugs in my food. And I don't know, like, what's the plan here? What are you going to cause an accident? Or I don't know what the plan is, but I have a son in the home that's consuming the foods, and we need to be able to have safe food to eat. So it's just gotten so out of control now. But I found out about the investigation because friends and family were saying, and they're supposed to keep it confidential, but they knew pretty early in that something was wrong when the questions about me were just not related to like drug use, and it was like they were literally like asking like, how does she keep her home, like stuff to humiliate and embarrass me, and to like try to drum up evidence was pretty clear early on. And so that's how I ended up being told about the operation, and then I hired an investigator like to confirm that Schwartz was actually a police officer and find out who this Therrien guy was, and he's actually a former police officer. I don't know for where.
Okay, well, I will pass the information on.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there what's the process?
I will pass the information on, and basically unfortunately we don't tell you if it's being regarding anything about it. We just, information is out there, and we were given it, and then we will on the appropriate person.
Oh, okay. So, like, what about the medication and the food for, like, testing? Do I need to turn that in anywhere?
If we have your contact information, I have your number. Let me please have your number again.
Sure. 512-785-4870.
I'm sorry, 785?
512-785-4870.
Okay. Yeah, I will pass it to the appropriate person, and if they have questions, they will contact you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.